It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. I am your host, David Stroud, and along with me, as always, is Scott. Turkey.
You can hear Bob laughing from the door.
I'm sure it was his idea.
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving month.
It
so
is.
I've got to do something different, and it's a turkey.
Hey, I can't wait till next week comes. We're only a week and 2 days
We
away
are.
from a huge turkey dinner.
Are you ready?
Yes, gobble gobble.
Do you do a big, huge
We go to
thing?
a place called Chester, Arkansas, to the Beard and Lady Inn. It started last year. It's a friend of Carla's.
Okay.
And she owns the Beard and Lady Inn. It's an old building that they redone. Got a mercantile store on one side, you know.
Okay.
And it's really cool. All the rooms are done up totally different. You just have to go to the website, beardandladyinn.com. But so all the family meets there because she's got a lot of family that lives in Fort Smith.
Oh,
And
okay.
my brother lives up in Centerton, and we stay the night there. Not everybody, but those that can drive because they're close don't need to stay the night, you know.
Yeah.
But we stay the night Thursday, Wednesday night, and then Thursday everybody comes with whatever they were on the list to make. They bring, and then there's a full
sort
kitchen,
of almost like a potluck type thing. Okay.
And then so us who are staying there, we go ahead and cook it there. They have a full kitchen, and it's awesome. Big old spread, lots of food.
What is on you this year? What are you bringing to the table?
That's Carla. I just bring my beautiful self, ready to
Carla,
eat.
if you're watching, if you will send us a message, let us know what you guys are meant to serve.
Say right now, she's probably blow drying her hair. We will not be receiving that message.
While she's got her phone there watching you, of course.
Oh, of course. What was I thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
Not listening to a book.
We always have family over at our house, so we end up doing our big gathering, and my mom does the traditional turkey baked, blah blah blah.
Right.
And then I'll be in the backyard deep frying the crud out of them.
I like a deep fried turkey. First time I had that was at a buddy's house, and it was really good. It almost looks like he could have caught the whole place on fire. Well, he did it outside, of course, but
I did that once.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Go whoosh.
I had, and I'd been doing turkeys quite often, and I was in a hurry, and so I started the burner and set the pan on the burner before putting the oil in it. And it was just for a second. I'm thinking, well, I'll just set it here and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no biggie.
Apparently, it heated up the bottom of the pan quick enough when that oil hit. And I'm just dumping that oil in there. The whole bottom of the pan disintegrated. My oil dropped onto the burner.
Dang.
Straight onto the wood deck.
Ready to...
Everything was on fire. I mean, all the oil had lit up.
It's not like you can grab the hose.
No, we had some fire extinguishers, so we got it put out before
That's
any
good.
damage was done. But I learned you put the oil in the pan before putting the pan on the. But now I've got some of these big electric ones, huge electric ones that we use, and I just like deep fried.
Sure.
Inject them with the little Creole butter, and I usually will do a couple of them. I'll do one with Creole butter and jalapenos. Injected.
That'd be
It
real
is.
good.
It is really, and it's not really that hot, but that jalapeno flavor is just excellent in that turkey.
So how many turkeys do you do?
I usually do. I just do a couple of them, and then my mom does one.
So you have 3 turkeys.
Usually, yeah. We'll go
But
through most of
plenty
it.
enough people to eat them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to have people drop their turkeys off.
For you to do?
Yeah, and they'd drop it off with their name on the bag and stuff, and I would either deep fry them or smoke them.
Yeah.
And they'd come pick them up, and I'd do maybe 20 turkeys.
Yeah,
before
dang.
Thanksgiving. I just call them up. They swing by, pick up their turkey.
Sure.
They're ready for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Did you charge?
No.
You didn't charge? You got get a little something.
No.
Donations
it was about-
accepted?
hey, it's Thanksgiving. It's a holiday. It's about giving back.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. But
I salute you, buddy. 20 turkeys.
Hey.
What do you need? About a week ahead of time for that?
No, it takes like 45 minutes of turkey to deep fry
20
one.
turkeys. I mean, yeah, that's a day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
2 days.
Just hanging out cooking.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Cool. Very nice.
I usually have a few fryers going, so when I was
Yeah.
doing that, I'd have quite a few going, so
Yeah.
make it a little shorter.
Oh, yeah. Be quicker than that.
Just inject them, season them up, throw them in.
Heck yeah. Now I'm hungry. It's going to be good.
It will be.
Yeah.
Always have a good time. Thanksgiving and then Christmas is our big bash.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm leaving for Christmas this year.
Are you?
Yep.
Why?
Going to Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Gonna go snow skiing.
Well, very nice.
You guys want to see me?
Good morning.
Come and see me. All right, let's get on with the morning prayer here.
We'll go with Roller Funeral Home. How about
We got a show to
Roller
do.
Funeral Home?
We can't just talk
with,
to the whole thing.
with all our respect, I have 29 in the state, one in Memphis, Tennessee. We sure do appreciate them in our time of need when we lose a loved one. And we'll pause now for the morning prayer. Dear Lord, we will watch over our first responders, watch over our military personnel, our children, and our country. Please accept that we're not exactly going in the right direction and that we could use your help. And with this I pray, amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. You can give them a call at 870-425-2161. Give them a call about pre-need service. It's always good to have a plan in place when the unspeakable happens and your family doesn't have to worry about it because everything's already set. With that, let's take a short break and watch a commercial from Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team.
Be right back.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should call the Z Team.
Don't to be left behind. Everything's going to be okay.
Left hanging.
Left hanging. Well, I like to throw in something different there, just to mix it up a little bit. Kind of like they did with that commercial. Very funny, very cute. And
If you only knew how many takes it took.
Oh, I can imagine.
I remember one of them, and they're out there that pushed him out, and they're like, wait, you just going to leave us out here?
Right.
Of course, my dad was the guy pushing him out, and my dad looks at him and says, yep,
Yep.
yep, that was it.
This is no
That was a
problem.
great answer. And
It's
then
no
he just
problem.
left him sitting out there for a while.
Right. I can only imagine how many takes we'd have to do if we weren't live for this show.
Oh, man.
I mean, we just got to roll with it.
Yeah,
I
we just
remember-
mess it up and keep going.
Just mess it up, keep going. And I did in the beginning. It was horrific.
I'm glad you brought that up because, man, it was. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's take a look at the White River.
All right.
How about that? Talk about my shortcomings on the show. Beautiful picture of Cotter, Arkansas. You can find this at retiredtoarkansas.net, where you can find the Z Team, all their listings, MLS listings, a plethora of information about the Ozarks.
Plethora. I
know
knew
how
you'd
much-
throw that word in there.
I know how much you like that word. But that's a beautiful shot of the horseshoe bend of the White River. It looks like Cotter Island. I know that Scooter likes to name it Cotter Island.
That's what it looks like from the picture. It looks like it's a
does.
little island sitting out there.
And it's a beautiful area. Really up and coming. Cotter, Arkansas has had a lot of people come in and invest in the area. They've got a couple of nice restaurants. I know White Sands is delicious.
They have made it a tourist attraction.
Yes,
I mean,
they
it
have.
is a place to go.
Mm-hmm. And then he's had a couple of times that he's done a still picture of the Rainbow Bridge in the morning with all the colorful lighting.
I need to get my time. Once the time changed,
Yes.
it's not staying there now. It's moving around earlier, so I'm
Yeah.
not catching it.
Yeah.
So I'll get that fixed and get that where we can.
Cool.
But I still do have the zoom in camera.
Oh, yeah. The water is running a little bit today. They are 3.
Generating 3.
Generating 3 today. But look, it doesn't look like it's moving
Still-
real fast,
And it's still down. It's still
Yeah.
way down.
which is okay. The fishers Probably like it like that.
I'll guarantee the fishing's good right now. If you can tolerate the cold, the fishing will be good.
Oh, I could tolerate the cold if it meant I wasn't at work.
I guarantee.
How about you?
I guarantee the fish don't know the difference.
Most definitely. Go to retiredarkansas.net where you can find the still frame and these that move around. It's 10, 15 seconds a piece.
Yeah.
Where I zoom in, and it's quite the distance. There's one that goes to Scooter Mountain off in the distance into Missouri. And there, see that? So you can kind of see off in the distance there. Kind of a hump there to the left. I think the camera's, is that right? Would it be more to the left there?
I think so.
Yeah. And there's a mountain up into that area. Really, really cool shots. So you can go to retiredarkansas.net and find these. And it's courtesy of Bob and Linda Zadora. It's looking off their yes, it's looking off their back porch. They are the Z Team. Give them a call at 870-405-0793. They're realtors you'd recommend to a friend.
But you can't even see it. It's covered by clouds.
You're right. You can kind of see a silhouette.
Oh, man.
Come on, focus.
We're missing out. It ain't going to get through the clouds.
No. It needed to focus just for a second.
Just for a second.
Just for a second. As the camera stopped, it needed just to settle. Well, we
got a show to do.
Mm-hmm. Go to retiredarkansas.net and find all these really cool views, and you can take a still shot of them. Yep. You can do on your computer, save it to your computer screen. Really cool background.
Now we are going to adjust it. I told you over the night.
Yes.
It stayed on the bridge.
Yes.
But now that they're going to be lighting their Christmas lights pretty soon, we're going to turn around and put it on.
You want to be able to see that.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool. Very nice.
Beautiful shots.
All right, we're about to take a look at the weather. In Mountain Home, Arkansas, it's 34. Harrison, it's 33. Batesville, it's 36. Yellville, it's 36. Marshall at 34. Salem at 34. Mountain View at 34. Calico Rock at 34. West Plains, Missouri at 34. It's a trend. Oh, man, we broke the trend. Springfield, Missouri at 33. Poplar Bluff, 36. St. Louis at 33.
34 wins it.
National Weather Radar. Looks like there's some heavy activity up in the Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan area. It starts out in Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana. Look at that. They're getting what we were supposed to get last night. My wife was so disappointed.
Well, it kind of went around us. You notice there was somebody, like Mountain View, they've had to close their schools and stuff, and then you could see the big part of it stayed north of it. But we stayed in this nice little warm pocket where everything just kind of
went around us.
Yep.
That's usually how it does. I love being on this border where it looks like the border stops it.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Arkansas and Missouri is looking clear in our neck of the woods, but you can see the northern part of Missouri still has some activity from Kansas City all the way over to St. Louis. It's going to, I think, accumulate for them up there, but we have no worries. Looks like down on the Gulf, there is tornado potential. Severe threat through Tuesday. I about read that as Thursday. National Weather Radar. Looks like we had the winter weather advisory, just what we were seeing on the radar right there up in the northern part of Missouri, northern part of Illinois, southern and eastern part of Iowa, central Iowa, so right in that neck of the woods.
We are clear.
We're clear. And then this, I've seen this is new. What do we have here? It looks like another radar, and it's moved off to the east of us, so we're not going to worry about that today. Today, cloudy, high of 43. Tonight, decreasing clouds, low of 24. Ooh. Wednesday, sunny, high of 41. Wednesday night, clear, low of 18. Thursday, sunny, high of 46. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low of 21. Friday, partly sunny, high of 35. Friday night, partly cloudy, low of 18. Saturday, sunny, high of 42. Norfolk Lake water levels at 552.65. They are 0.65 feet above full pool. They are generating 1 as of this morning. Bull Shoals Lake water levels at 654.49. Their level is 4.5 feet, 4.51 feet above full pool. They're generating 3 within the past 24 hours. That is look at your weather. Brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. Go to retiredarkansas.net, find their listings, MLS listings. They are licensed in Arkansas and Missouri, so if you see something in Gainesville, Bakersfield, somewhere, close across the line, give them a call at 870-405-0793. It's 7:15. We drug this along so long, I don't even know if we have time for community news, do we?
I don't know. What do you got? Do you got anything?
Not really.
Maybe you can just go over real quick.
Real quick. Let's see. Well, we had a fire that was in between Gassville and Cotter, and somebody was there. They haven't released the name of who it was or how the fire started yet, but it was. I hate to see that.
Unfortunately, that was a bad situation.
Yeah, really neat antique place that we like to stop by, and check out. You never know what you're going to find there. Really sorry to hear about that. The other thing that I had seen was that Leslie Rutledge had a lawsuit against Google for tracking purposes. And 40 states were involved, and they won, like over $390 million. Arkansas is going to get...
I think everybody's doing that now.
Yeah. We're going to get about $11 million to the state. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it, but yeah. Rutledge announced 40-state Google settlement over location tracking practices. And that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot going on. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with Ty Cotter of CareCenter Ministries.
He's been waiting patiently. Yet he found the coffee, so we're good.
We'll be back after this.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Cotter Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Cotter Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Cotter Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest today is Ty Cotter with CareCenter Ministries. Now, you do a lot of good work in this town, and we sure do appreciate you coming on the show to talk about it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And so I had asked him before we came back from the break how long he'd been doing this. It's 7 years.
Yeah, we've been in there 7 years. We'll be 8 years, I guess, in April. And so it's been a long run and a lot of good stuff, a lot of changed lives, a lot of community impact. And so it's been really neat to see all the partners come alongside of us and to help us, change lives together. So
definitely.
It's been cool.
Which you'd started out with a men's program, and now you have a women's program also.
Yes.
Now, off the top of your head, do you know how many people have come through there?
Man.
And
even just if they didn't even complete the program and just came in, whether it was for a few weeks, a 30-day, 90-day, you're looking at hundreds.
Yeah.
I think when we counted back in 2019, which would be 3 years ago, we had about 400 that had come through.
Yeah.
And so that we've helped at some shape or form. So I would assume we're probably in the sixes by now, five, sixes. So it's been pretty neat. Neat to see what we always love about our program. A lot of people say, what separates your ministry or program from other rehabilitation programs? And we always say it's the long term. Mm-hmm. And so it's not the just coming in to get off the drugs. We're helping them establish that relationship with God, helping them walk through a place of healing.
Sure.
And then on the second leg of their journey with us, we have a serious focus on them obtaining their driver's license, GEDs, Social Security cards, birth certificates, all these things that that many people commonly have, they haven't had. I believe we got a woman last week and her nearing up on 30, never had her driver's license. She just got it last week. And so it's neat to see them reach those what some people would overlook. Surely they have that, but to see them reach those milestones, it helps them realize that they have a stronger stance in life when I get out of here.
Sure.
And so we've got 3 women now that went and did their placement for their GED, and so over there at ASU. So we're pretty excited about that. We've helped several men and women throughout the years get their GED. So we love to really kind of promote further education. We've had a few get their couple of vocational degrees over there.
Excellent.
We had, and I have to brag on God here, because we had 3 actually start college before they graduated and got out the door, and 2 of those 3 made the dean's list.
That's excellent.
Yeah, and so I thought,
that's awesome.
Well, that's something to brag about.
It is.
To see, and if you knew their story before they came in,
right,
you'd be like, there's no way that's going to happen. And then to see those accomplishments, they're just big. And when we see a person graduate, when I say a holistic way, like recently a guy had gainful employment, been clean for a year, been healed of a bunch of his past, but he saved up his money to get his own vehicle. His boss loves him. He's got a great position at work, and he got his financial plan together for his own place. So he moved from us right into, and we got this guy straight from jail. He didn't have nothing.
Sure.
And so to see him in his own place right now, standing on his own 2 feet,
that's what it's all about.
Big deal.
That is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a very big deal. Now it takes a little time and investment. They even go through money management courses. You know, so when they get their first paycheck, it's so intense that they can't spend anything on that first paycheck unless they meet with the lady who heads up the financial side, and then they come up with a budget. And then they're held accountable for that budget week after week, making sure they're spending their money the way they agreed. And so they know for months they have been living off of a budget.
Sure.
And so they already have it in them when they transition out. So anyway, love that part of the program, and just love seeing people really have some stuff when they walk out the door.
Yeah.
It's a joy.
That's exactly why we need somebody like you and CareCenter Ministries in this area, is because what happens to them when they get out of jail and they've got no place to go.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask, how somebody that enters the program, how does that work? You got somebody that's addicted and they need help. So what's the first step?
So, well, obviously the first step would be that whoever that person is reaches the end of themselves where they're just like, hey, I'm ready, which, you know, I obviously promote always that family encourage their loved ones in that direction. But normally it's just get them on the phone. We want to hear their heart. We want to hear their situation. We want to hear, you know, why they're calling us, you know, what went wrong. And then once we explain to them the structure of the program and the length of the program and what all they'll have to go through to finish this thing, and they agree to that they're good with that they understand and they want to move forward and make a difference. So we can get them in that day.
Sure.
You know, the moment the phone call's done, whether it's face to face or a meeting in the county jail or, you know, someone that comes to see us. So normally always love to talk to the person right off the bat just to feel them out, you know, see where they're really at. So, you know, many people come to us for multiple different reasons. You know, some of them are just waiting on, you know, something else to transpire or some just, you know, hiding from, you know, some stuff that's going wrong.
Yeah.
Some just really not knowing where to go, you know, but hopes that, you know, maybe this will change them.
Sure.
And so it's pretty wide as far as how they come in, and we get people from out of state and various different places. So
yeah. Now, do you get them that are still addicted?
Yeah. So I mean, you know, we don't always, you know, obviously the harder part is when they come in still in addiction, but
sure.
I mean, it's, you know,
but you have a process.
Most cases it's not easy just to quit and come in. So,
no.
I mean, they come in pretty high. Yeah. So
that's what I was wondering about, but you have a program for that. You're ready for that person.
Yeah. So if we got somebody who's been in obviously case by case scenario, you know, a long time alcoholic for years, they're going to need some medical attention. And so we'll get them in first and just kind of assess how, you know, what all's going on. And we have a great relationship with First Step at the hospital. We call them, and the lady Jamie up there, she'll get them in right away.
Okay.
And, you know, to get them a medical detox.
Yeah.
In the same way with, you know, some medications. You know, normally it just depends on what it is, heroin or the I forget what the oxys and stuff. I mean, they make you feel like you want to die when you're coming off of them, but you don't actually go into a, you know, code red on that deal. You know, it's normally alcohol's the most dangerous. But like I said, it's all case by case. But yeah, I mean, they can get high the moment. But just before they walk in the door, you know, we're gonna help them through that. So we've walked guys through kicking heroin, and where they're just up in the bedroom for, you know, 4 or 5 days crying and rolling around in bed, and we're getting them a hot towel, a cold towel, hard candy, soup, you know, just whatever, you know,
whatever it takes.
We'll leave a guy with him while we're gone that day, and he'll be reading the word and praying over him and taking care of the guy.
That's excellent.
And so just you know, but you got to think too, you got 20 to 30 men in the home. More than likely, someone's been through what that guy's going through.
Sure.
And so they know exactly what he might need at that time.
Yeah.
And so that's, you know, the joy of having so many different brothers and sisters in the house to help take care of each other.
That's excellent. The program has centered around men. When did the women's program start up?
It started, I want to say 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago. We started that 2 years after we started the men's home. We started the women's home.
Okay.
So we'd be looking at about 5, I guess.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead. It's 7:29. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we're going to come back with more from CareCenter Ministries.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest Ty Cotter here with CareCenter Ministries. They do a lot of good work in the community, people battling addiction, and we sure do appreciate you here. And we were talking during the commercial break that they have now 6 in 5 states.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's excellent. Yeah. They've had people that come through his program that they go through a rigorous training internship for a couple of years, and there's somebody starting one in Memphis.
Yeah, he started that back in I guess it was June.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one in Missouri and Oklahoma.
Yes, yeah. There's one in Missouri that started 2 years ago, and then there'll be one in Oklahoma this coming year. In the spring, so.
And there were guys that
came. They were all guys that came that were in addiction, that somehow randomly came to Mountain Home. And what's neat is these guys are all from where they're at now.
Yeah.
And so, Blake came from Missouri and a heroin addiction. Some church up there heard about us, and he came, and God did what He did by letting him, giving him the grace to start a ministry, and then. The other guy, Charles, in Memphis, he was in jail in West Memphis for prostitution and heroin or something. And someone in jail had been through Mountain Home Care Center at some time and told him about a place that he knew that he could get his life right.
Yeah.
And so he comes to us, gets trained up, goes right back to Memphis to start a ministry. And then Jacob from Oklahoma, some family member knew that there was a place here in Mountain Home, so he comes all the way from Oklahoma, to get help, and he's like, man, I want to do this thing back home, so we put him through that rigorous training program, and at the end they get like an associate's degree in biblical studies. I mean, they've been through about everything you can think of. They do their own community service projects, like when we did the basketball goal at the park.
Yes.
That was all Charles, so he went and raised the funds, met with the partners, put the whole project together, so it's like a $10,000 to $15,000 project that he did hands-on, so he already knows he's got a little training when he goes there and needs to raise some money for another event or for a building. And so anyway, it's just neat the way we are able to hands-on, train these guys and really to see their heart, to say, hey, I want to, I'm burdened to see other people have their lives changed like my life has been changed, and so use me, God. And so it's been neat.
Yeah, it has, and it's been it's a great way to give back.
Yeah.
Or, you know, a program that did so much for them, and now they're going to do it for others.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is excellent. And we need more of.
Yes.
We really do.
Yes.
So it's great to see you guys have expanded to 5 states, and I hope you keep growing.
Yes.
It's going to be.
we hope so too.
Yeah, it's definitely a need that, incarceration it's not going to fix what's going on.
Yeah.
We need people like you that are out there in the community helping those that are in need. And so I had down here, how do you graduate out? How long are you in this process?
So it's structured around a year.
Okay.
So, I mean, what we've noticed, a good statistic is the only one is really obtainable in a solid way, I guess you could say. For those that make it to the 90-day mark in the program, they have a 56% chance of completing the whole program.
Okay.
So we do see a good shift at the 90 days. So we all know if someone makes it that far, we need to make some serious investment because there's a good chance this guy's going to run the whole race.
Yeah.
And so we're always encouraged to put more in it. But we do see oftentimes people that stay longer. And so I tell them, if you want to start college and you have a part-time job and you've completed your 1 year and you've got all your other stuff, but as long as you're in school and following the rules at the house and the rules of school, you could stay with us until there's a safe transition. But we've seen people stay an extra 4 to 6 months just to knock out debt before they obtain their place. Because we often tell we don't want them to move back to mama's house or their cousin's house or whoever's house. We want you to have your own place so you're on your own 2 feet.
Exactly.
And you have the best chance of making it. And so sometimes that's a little longer for some. Others we've been able to, they've been able to graduate depending on their dynamics. Some have amazing wives or husbands out there that still have their place in their car just waiting on their loved one to get better.
Yeah.
And so they're able to transition a lot quicker than many others. But we let them start working and getting all that second part of their life together at about 6 to 9 months, all dependent on someone's maturity, their healing,
Everybody's different.
Right. And so it varies greatly. But 6 to 9 months, we like them to have their job and start working towards moving out on their own.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's like, my pastor calls it reparenting. All we're doing is parenting. We're reparenting. I said, yeah.
Right.
And it's kind of the way it is. So it's pretty neat. It's been cool. It's been neat. The women's home, like I mentioned earlier, it's been full for a while, and we've had to refer people to other places on many occasions here the last probably 9 months, more like the whole year.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we've got a pad we're building out there. We don't have no money, but we got the bulldozer going out there, and we're going to believe God that He'll provide each step of the way.
Build it and it'll come.
That's
right.
Yeah. So we're excited with that. So the men's home was the same way when we built that. Got some land donated and built a pad, and people it was like some movie scene or something. We had people call, hey man, I heard you doing this. I got a company. Can we come out and do this? I'm like, yeah, wow.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see the same thing, we believe.
Well, I mean, and now's as good a time as any. You can go to CareCenter MH, CareCenterMH.org, and up here on the top right, click here to donate to our ministries. It looks like through PayPal.
Yeah.
It's real easy.
Super easy.
Anybody can do it. So if you want to donate and help build the women's facility.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, it'd be a seed into many women's lives being changed in the future. So you can't go wrong putting that in the ground.
Most definitely. Now, what are the types of work that the members do? Because I know they mow lawns.
Yeah, we have
construction.
About to say, because you guys are way involved into the community and different things going on, and addiction's not specific to one kind of person. I mean, I know you guys got specialists that specialize in certain things that have had addiction and been in, electricians, plumbers, contractors. It doesn't matter. So when they come out, they've got somebody who's usually really familiar and knows what's going on with the project.
Yeah. It's pretty neat to see, the skill and the level of expertise some of these guys have, because they do come from some of them owning their own businesses or being high up there in different areas. And so, I mean, we had a guy that was in the corporate office for Walmart for years when we first got here. I mean, he was a big time guy, and but it just got a hold of him. But great guy. And so yeah, we do a lot of different services.
I see the page here now, services, and you do. It's a laundry list.
Yeah. It just kind of depends on who's in the house and what kind of skill we got going, because that's like the how would you call it? It's called cottage industry. So it's a business that supports the ministry.
Yeah.
And what we love about that, and I anybody our age especially or older will definitely appreciate what I'm about to say. We teach men and women to be employable.
Yes.
So we teach them what a hard day's work is. So like when they wake up, we're dressed, beds made, ready to eat breakfast at 5:30.
Yeah.
Our break, we wake up 5:30, 6 o'clock. We're sitting down at the table.
Yeah.
And I mean, the shoes are straightened and the bed's made.
Yeah.
And we have a time of prayer, time of worship, a class time, and then we have morning chores before we head out to go serve the community or get into a cottage industry to help support the ministry. And when they come, during that, they do Bible studies and have different ministry stuff go on. And then at the end, they come back and do class, showers, food, and they have evening chores, and they, do dishes. And so, I mean, I know it sounds small.
They're not sitting around.
But it is not, and so they're busy all day, every day. What we love about it is the dignity that comes from them working for their stay. So it doesn't cost a dime to get in. And so, it doesn't hurt the family anymore. So our families we have hurt for years. And then when we say we want help, they got to go into their own pocketbook or take out a loan or a 401k just to get their kids some help, because it costs tens of thousands of dollars depending on where you go or how long you stay.
Sure.
And so with us, it's saying, no, actually that's the responsibility of the resident. And so as long as he's working for his stay, he's going to stay here and get everything we have to offer.
Excellent.
And that's a big thing for these. And I'm telling you, you couldn't imagine the change in these men and women when they realize I'm working every day hard for what I'm doing and what I'm getting. And I'm not having a handout here. And it's been a big deal. And then also, and so that's helping them get employable. But we have companies all over, businesses in Mountain Home area that where they've said, hey, call me when a guy or a woman is ready for work.
Yeah.
Because we know at least if they're with you, they're clean.
Yeah.
And you're training them to be hard workers. So when you say they're ready for work, I want to give them a shot.
Sure.
And so we have no shortage of employment for our residents when they reach that spot to go to work. But the other part is giving back to the community is the serving we do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the hospital will call, hey, we got a lady, we can't release her from the hospital unless she has a wheelchair ramp. She has no family, she's poor, and so we'll find a donor for some lumber and we'll go out and build it for them.
Very good.
The police department, they'll call, hey, we got a guy who's got cancer. By law, I'm supposed to give him a ticket, but I don't want to give him a ticket for his yard. I mean, he needs a break, and so we'll send a lawn crew over there to bust out that guy's yard just to bless him and keep him from getting into harder times.
Yeah.
And we just get calls from many different services. Just hey, we need some help. This is a little different than what we're used to, and so they know who to call. And so if we're able, when they call, we help them. But we have like 30 widows' yards we cut all month, all year. Disabled veterans that we help, all around the year. I mean, the list goes on how many people we're able to help, and but that's part of them giving back to the same community that they've been taken from.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I have to share a story. We're going to go off.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I have to share the story. So I had a guy. We were in the middle of town, over near the hospital anyway, and we were cleaning up this big eyesore in the middle of town. And I looked over and realized that there's a really elderly lady, and she had a pretty rough-looking yard.
Yeah.
And we already had our equipment out, And I said, hey, man, hop over there real quick. Just fire up the lawnmower, man. Let's buzz that lady's yard while we're here. We're all pretty busy. You got a minute? And he runs over there, and he starts cutting the grass. And he's on a little mower. And I looked back there, and he was bawling, And I thought, oh man, he's having a meltdown, in the backyard, he's losing it, I got to go talk to him.
Yeah.
And so I go back there and talk to him. I said, man, you all right, man? He said, man, you don't understand. He said, I used to steal tools out of this lady's shed.
Oh my God.
And now I'm cutting her grass. And I was like, wow.
Right.
That's the picture.
Yeah.
Right there is God using,
Exactly.
I
know what I feel you.
And
I
so,
feel you.
but that's the beauty of it, is to be able to do that. When we do the police, every year we do like an annual, lunch for the police and all.
Oh, okay.
Men in blue, anybody in uniform really. And so we'll take even lunches to the jail for the jailers, and
sure.
So we go out, fire department, all that. So we let them know each year that we do that. And but it's been a joy doing that. But what's awesome is most of the time the people, the men and women that are out there making those meals and writing scripture in the little boxes and praying for the police officers as they grab their boxes are people they've arrested. And so I don't know how many times they've pulled each other aside and been like, hey, thank you for arresting me.
Right.
I needed you. Yeah. I needed something to happen in my life, or the officers say, hey, I've always hoped you'd get help.
That's
and I'm just like, God, man, that's so cool. So
it is.
Those are the good stories, and I have to share for those, man, looking back when you're in addiction, you always feel like law enforcement's after you.
Sure.
Like they're on your back, they're trying to get you. And being on the other side today, I can say that I am totally amazed at the law enforcement in our community. And I know there's bad people in every field of life.
It happens.
I don't know who those are, but I know they're there. And so, but at the end of the day, I can't tell you how many different people from law enforcement, judicial system, probation, parole that have contacted me personally about individuals in the program, hoping that they're still doing good.
Yeah.
And that, that really catches me. It lets me know there's a lot more people in this community, especially law enforcement, that really want to see people change and not put behind bars all the time.
Yeah.
So
that is excellent.
It's really cool.
And that's what I love about our community, is that exact thing right there.
Yeah, we have a great community.
We have a great community. Everybody does jump in and gets involved when it's needed most. It's 7:47. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back more with Ty Cotter from CareCenter Ministries.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we're here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Cotter Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Cotter Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Cotter Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest Ty Cotter of CareCenter Ministries is here visiting, and we sure do appreciate the work that you do. And you have a Thanksgiving outreach coming up this Saturday.
Yes, so if you're not aware, but you can go to our Facebook page and find all the information for that particular outreach. But we do Thanksgiving outreaches all across in every state. This Saturday, they'll be giving out Thanksgiving meals, except for one. I'm sorry, not the Tennessee location yet. They'll start that next year. But most of the other locations will be doing this Thanksgiving outreach on the 19th, and it's where we take a full family box, if you will. So it has, your mashed potatoes, your sweet potatoes. I think there's cookies in there. There's a meat voucher from Harps, which is important because they can take that voucher, and if they're out of turkeys, they can get a ham.
Yeah.
Or if they prefer turkey or ham, they can take that and use that.
Excellent.
And then I forget what else is in there, brownie mix, gravy mix. But it's all in there so that they can have that for Thanksgiving. So a family in need will have a full Thanksgiving meal they can cook themselves with their family on Thanksgiving Day. And so we have 500 boxes that we had gotten with different churches and organizations around town, and they'd all come together. And I want to say 8 or 9 different churches that have came together to help provide all the food for these boxes. And we're going to have it's going to be at Hackler Intermediate School. They're going to let us use the cafeteria. We're going to have trucks and trailers in the back and a drive-through up front. And we have different apartment complexes and a couple other locations already picked out where we want to go and distribute the boxes, like an evangelism team, to where they can go out and really, pray for somebody, knock on the door, here's your box, can I pray with you?
That's excellent.
Hey, cool, we have church at this place, and so there'll be many churches coming, and we had just let them know, hey, if it's your team and it's Eastside Baptist or, whatever church you're from, Real Life Church or whatever, just let them know that your church, what time your church service is and when, and invite them to church. See if you can get them connected to a lifeline, a family.
Sure.
And so it's kind of the way it's been. They've been doing it for like 25 years in Dallas, but they do like 1,500 boxes on that day.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty extravagant deal, but. We're going to bless 500 families, so we're super excited about that. And anybody that can make it, you can register like when you get there. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just show up at Hackler at 8 o'clock in the morning this Saturday, and we can get you or your family helping assemble boxes, pack boxes, write scriptures on boxes. And so we're doing making it into a whole family deal. So where you can all be a part of Give Back.
Very nice. And that'll go until the boxes are gone.
Yes.
So
yes,
it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning at Hackler. So
yes, and if you're in need of a box and know you're going to be kind of out this Thanksgiving, just swing by there. The drive-through will pray for you, give you a box, and bless you.
That's excellent. We appreciate you
That's
doing
awesome.
that. That is awesome.
500, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
I know you said 1,500 in one other location,
But
500
is
is
still
a lot. Is a lot of boxes to
There's
put
a lot of
together.
boxes. Yeah. So, how is CareCenter Ministries funded mainly? Is it mainly donation?
Yes, yeah. We would. I always say it's been about a 60-40 scenario. Like 40% of the funding comes through the cottage industries, and then the other 60% is donors. We have churches that donate regularly, individuals that donate regularly.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's been a long, good relationship with a lot of people in the community, and so anybody that feels like they want to give to make a difference, it's real simple. The fruit is there.
Yeah.
It's actually going to help people and change their lives and to better a community. So it's a twofold impact there that you can't. I mean, if you want to give,
go wrong.
man, you can't go wrong. Yeah, it's gonna come back fruitful. So every time.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Go to CareCenter Mountain Home, MH.org, and you can click here at the right, click to donate to the ministry. It'll load a page that'll, there it is.
Yep, real easy.
Donate $1, $10, $100, $1,000. Real easy to do. I said go to CareCenterMH.org.
Million is spelled M-I-L-L.
Right. Exactly.
That would go a long way.
That would carry us out. Yes.
And it makes, you can definitely tell by him speaking here today that it makes a difference. CareCenter Ministries makes a difference in our community. It's a worthwhile project that's been 6 years, going on 7 years.
7 going on, it'll be 8-year anniversary.
7 going on 8 year. Okay. Now we've got a couple of minutes left. How'd you get into it?
Okay.
Tell the Thai story.
Oh man, I got a couple minutes
left. Couple minutes.
Okay, so just the Thai story. Grew up in California, born and raised in drug addiction and alcoholism. My mother and father were in addiction and alcoholism. Let's see, we moved, my dad moved out here, so we moved out here with him when I was a teenager. The little town we lived in, pretty rough town. My mom ended up going to prison not long after we had transitioned here to be with our dad. And I'd already started using, before we left, and my addiction carried. And so, let's see, at age 15, I had ankle monitor on. By the age 17, I was in full-blown meth addiction. I went juvenile detention for selling weed, got arrested in first hour history class, car seized. It was a whole scenario. Ended up going to prison a couple of times and just could not kick the addiction. And I've been to rehab a few times and obviously county jail, I don't know how many times. And I finally, God opened up this door where it's a radical story, but however many years ago, 11 years ago on Father's Day, my pastor now comes from Dallas on a family vacation. They've never been out to a town called Cotter, Arkansas.
Yeah.
They've never been to. And they go to a small church, and my parents are back there crying. Well, my dad and my stepmom, they had gotten saved when I was 17. And he asked them what was going on. And they said, well, our son's out of prison again. He's back in addiction. We don't know where he's at. His kids are out here. And they said, we need help. And so he gave us his number, and I called about 6 months later, and the rest is history.
How about that?
Yeah.
Took
1 minute?
1 minute.
You got
I
a
better
minute?
finish.
I'd say, yeah.
I did
you're
1
fine.
second. I was like, let's do it.
You did
So-
pretty good.
minute.
It's about 30 seconds.
So a few months after that Father's Day weekend, with that just random encounter, well, it ain't random. It was God. And I showed up to my parents' house for the first time in 17 years of drug addiction, asking for help. And they said, look, you need God. You've tried everything else.
Sure.
And they said, we know of a place in Dallas, Texas, and it's a year long, and can't have your girlfriend, can't have your cell phone, all this stuff. And I said, look, I don't care. I was at a point where I felt safer in prison than I did in the streets of Mountain Home. I know that's wild, but it's a reality. And so when I went there, I felt God called me to ministry. They put me through the Academy of Inner City Missions internship, and God opened up the door to come home.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
We sure do appreciate that happening, and we thank you for coming on the show. It was great talking to you.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Y'all have a great day.